LiAngelo and LaMelo Ball have signed a one-year pro deal with a rural Lithuanian team. So, and this is literally a poor, small-town Lithuanian team. This is not exactly Father of the Year material by LeVar Ball. They're going to be exposed very quickly. Big Baltic brand. This team has no regular practices due to finances. They don't have a general manager. The only loss in the Baltic League came when the game was abandoned with 3 minutes left. I'm not joking about this stuff. So, this is the reality of what they're going into. The coach, though, is going to bring him in for 4 quarters. Actually, that's what they're going to pay him. They're going to pay the kids 4 quarters to actually play. They're going to make, I think, $500 a month. My takeaway on this stuff is they're going to be completely exposed. Of these 2 kids, only one really would even be good enough to play at a marginally high college level. I don't think I've seen tape on them. Maybe they develop into NBA players. I don't think they're NBA players. I think Lonzo Ball is the best of the kids, and I think a lot of his gifts are he is just really, really long, and like he's the older, more mature brother. I always had this theory on parenting. Now, I'm not sure this is right. You could actually look this up. But the first kid parents have, I remember my daughter is the more responsible, mature kid. Why? Because when you have your first kid as a parent, you tend to overparent. You're overprotective. It's just the way you are as a parent. Now, by your second or your third kid, you lighten up. You're not on them all the time. You let the kids police themselves. But my daughter, for instance, I had my daughter, and we were on her constantly. And because first of all, you're just trying to keep your kids alive. You have these, nightmares that you're going to screw the whole damn thing up. And so the oldest kid, and I'm not speaking for anybody other than myself, but this is kind of the way it's worked in my family. And the older kid is often the most academic, the most responsible of the kids. It's not always the case, but it is often the case because of the way he was parented. And the younger kids can be goofier and lighter and fun and a little more mischievous, a little more reckless perhaps. Lonzo, I think, from what I've seen and heard, is the most mature of the kids. He's pretty stoic. He doesn't have any shoplifting. He's not a ball hog. He's actually a very giving player. So, my belief on these ball kids is like he's the good one. He's the mature one. He's the smartest one. Yeah, he actually went to college. He enjoyed the experience. I think it's a real thing. I think that's the best ball kid. I think Lonzo's going to be a really nice player in the NBA. I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar. He's never going to be a great scorer. But I do think he can be a culture changer with the Lakers. But I don't know. I just think this is just not the way to do it as a parent. But you know what? Every parent's got a different way they do it. I think being patient is important. But I also think if you have to keep asking forgiveness for the same people, it's time to bolt. The people that you have to constantly defend aren't really worth defending. Last night, OKC was crushed at home by maybe the worst team in the league. Charlotte had lost 7 of 8. Charlotte lost at home to the Lakers. Charlotte lost to the Bulls. Charlotte may be the worst team in the league. They went into Oklahoma City last night and won convincingly. It's official. Westbrook, Melo, Paul George, 26 games. They're awful. Okay, after 26 dates, you're not going to know everything about her or everything about him. But if you don't know a lot, then you're not asking the right questions. 26 dates is way past the meet the parent stage. I understand there's a bunch of new parts. So I went this morning and looked at teams that joined forces. Remember the big 3 in Boston through 26 games? 23-3. LeBron in Miami. Boy, that was difficult. 18-8. How about LeBron and Kyrie? That was rough, wasn't it? 16-10. Okay, it's not working. And it's not working because of Russell Westbrook. By the way, did you notice yesterday who were named the NBA Players of the Week? Victor Oladipo in the East. Kevin Durant in the West. They used to play with Russell Westbrook. They're both now better without him. Mr. Stat Monster, MVP, triple-double. We now have data and proof. KD left him. He's a more efficient player. Facts. James Harden left him. He's now the MVP leading candidate. Data. Victor Oladipo left him. All his numbers up. He is now an all-star. Enes Kanter left Westbrook. Numbers, field goal percentage up. Domantas Sabonis left him in a trade. Numbers all up. Paul George goes to Westbrook. He shot 46% last year. What happens when two all-stars play together? Your shooting percentages should go up because you have more open shots. He's now worse, 42% with Westbrook. Melo, worst field goal percentage of his career. What have I been saying for years? This is Westbrook. Plays in a tunnel. No self-awareness. Not saying he's not amazing. Not saying he's not dynamic. Not saying he's not fun to watch. In fact, I've said it before. If I had to pay to watch any player, he may be the first. He may be the guy I'd pay to watch. But I always felt that way sort of with Iverson. I didn't want to build my franchise around him. But we've got data now, and it's real clear, and it's inarguable. Those who leave him, their percentages and points go up. Those who play with him, their field goal percentages, opportunities, numbers go down. If this was the FBI, we'd have a suspect. We have all sorts of evidence. Again, nobody's saying he's not a nice guy. Nobody's saying he's not amazing. Nobody's arguing he's a once-in-a-generation talent. But you cannot argue today Enes Kanter, Sabonis, Oladipo, Durant, Harden are all flourishing, not just playing well. This week, the irony, Victor Oladipo was the Eastern Conference Player of the Week without Russell Westbrook. NBA writers love Westbrook. But I've talked to two NBA GMs, and they agree with me. Not all players are easy to play with. Hi, everybody, and thanks for watching. We want you to subscribe here, to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the herd, or go watch a few segments from the newest show on FS1, First Things First, with Chris Carter and Nick Wright.